Okay, the first thing I do is I go ahead and put a pot on to boil. This is a 5-gallon pot, about halfway full. I get this water ready to heat up my mash tun. Okay, next I set up my propane burner. My boiling pot. Here's a picture of it. You can see down in there. Kind of got a little burnt spot. It's got a 90-degree elbow. A little cotton tube with a siphoning effect and a half-inch valve with a little fitting there. I'm setting up in the garage today because it's supposed to be around 100 degrees. And I want it to be a little bit cooler in here where I can run my fan. Okay. Okay, what I do is I have a hose connection around here, and I connect a double-sided faucet here for later to hook up some other things you'll see later. There's my bucket that I'm going to use to put water in my boiling kettle and start it boiling. I take a little piece of plywood and set it on some sawhorses, and I set up my equipment, my mash tun. Also always use a handful or two of these rice hulls for sponging. I use 10 marbles in the bowl to keep it from boiling over. Here's my Irish moss, and I use a little gypsum to soften the water. Some assorted timers, some pot holders, and there's my brew sheet. I also have set up over here my immersion chiller. Whoops. The brew sheet calls for 5.6 gallons of water to start off to do the sponging in. So what I do is I measure out the gallons of water. I have all my buckets are measured. Here, if you look on the side, gallon increments. That way I can easily fill them up to the right level of water. Like 3 gallons. We'll do this in a couple of different pours. And I'm going to top this off with another 3.6 gallons, and we'll turn the fire on high. This is where I keep my specialty grains. I keep them in the freezer. Keep them in these individual Tupperware packages, keep them nice and fresh. Keep my hops similarly in the freezer. Different containers or some pellet hops. Keep a nice little assortment because of the price of hops is going up in grain also. Okay, now I'm going to start weighing out the different grains. You can see I brought these in from the freezer outside. Got my scale here. Little digital scale. There's my utensils. This is my base grain. Got a little over 50 pounds in there. And the water that I had started earlier is started to boil, so I've turned it down to medium. We'll be using that here shortly to warm up the mash tun. We'll start weighing out the grains and the hops now also. Got the hops over here. I'll be splitting them out. This recipe calls for some Pearly, some Simcoe, and some of the old regular American Cascade. Okay, got my bleach ready for later. Here's my bleach water. Okay. Okay, I'm weighing my base grains now. I've already weighed out my specialties. I have to get quite a few of this, a few pounds of this, 15 pounds actually. This is almost exactly 3 pounds when full. So what I do is I'm going to do 5 of those. There's 3 pounds. And as you can see down in here, this is my where I put all the accumulated grains before we're going to do this. We're going to mill it here a little later, me and Elizabeth are. Elizabeth's using the camera right now. She's filming this. I always write these down in between. That was my 3rd one. This is my 4th one. So that's 2 pounds, 14, 15, 3 pounds. Okay, one more. I'm going to measure out the hops. These are pellet hops. Come over here, you can see. Zero out my scale. And we'll weigh this up to need 1/2 ounce. 3, 4. 5, that's 1/2 ounce. Now then Karen takes it, she puts it in a hops bag, and then she's going to tie up the bag, and then she puts it in a clear snack bag that's got the right kind of hops on it, because I'll know later which one to put into the wort when I'm boiling it.
Okay.
Okay, this drill has a hand crank on it. We're going to take that off because we're going to be doing quite a bit of milling. I'm going to put my drill through. Okay, now if you look down in here, the drill hooks onto one of the mill rolls, and it's just going to turn the mill. It's going to drop into the bucket. Okay, go ahead, Karen, drop some in there. We'll go all the way down. Back up there. We're going to do all the grain this way. We're running this drill about 200 RPM. We're slowly going to go do this. It's going to take a couple of minutes, so I'm going to have a minute to cut off the camera now and then come back and look at it.
Okay.
Okay, we're about finished with the grain. It's the last little bit in the mill here. I'll pick it up and show you what the finished product looks like coming into the mill. Just about right. Since I bought my own mill, my efficiency has gone up about 10%. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to take that water that I started boiling at first, and I'm going to put it in the mash tun to heat it up. Pour it in here, make sure the valve's shut. Watch out for the steam, it'll burn you. Then you shut the lid. Let that sit for at least 30 minutes. And it'll be pretty warm when we start to use it here shortly. Okay, I'm emptying the water, hot water out of the mash tun. Just warmed it up nicely. And now I'm taking my boiling water, if you look down here, I'm going to put it in a bucket. I'm going to pour it in the mash tun. I need to get 3.6 gallons of this water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 3 gallons. Right there. Pour it in here, make sure the valve is closed, so this is empty. Then I'm going to repeat that, and we'll come back after I get all the water in there and just do that one more time, the right amount.